Good morning everybody, welcome to Djuma Game Reserve this morning. We're being forced to reverse by a pair of hyenas who are intent on eating the vehicle. And now that we get to the junction, let's see where they're going to go. We were on our way to the den. I thought we'd open up on the den since we were sitting there in the dark last night and it wasn't too good. And well, we've got a wonderful overcast day this morning and wonderful temperatures. And let's see what these girls are up to. My name is Mark. Andrew is with me on camera, and Brian and co are in final control. Okay, I'm going to follow you now, children. Good morning. See if we can use gravity drive. Come on, gravity, work for me. Not yet. Well, that intense heat that we had yesterday and the pressure change that I was feeling preceded this cold front and low pressure system that's come in. And well, there's some pretty low hanging dark clouds, so we might get a little bit wet. For the bush's sake, I'm hoping we get a little bit of rain. They're cutting through the bush. There was also an elephant in camp last night. I want to go and see if we can find out where he went. A big elderly bull that came in from probably somewhere in the south. Where are you off to, children? I don't know if I'm going to be able to follow you now, but they're certainly on a mission there. We can get through this little patch of really thick monkey orange. You see, they might know of something, so they're heading somewhere, and I'm curious if I can just get through. Hold on, I'm just going to have to. What are you smelling? Something here? Something here that they can smell. I wonder if these are the same two that found Karula and her cub. Seem to be making a diagonal path towards the den. Alright, not the den, the dam. From the den to the dam. Old pelvis, a couple of old bones from an old kill. Wouldn't be interested in that. Lost them now, but they can't be too far. We can just try and maintain this same direction. We can probably catch up with them again. Until I get stuck behind vegetation. no fruit on any of these monkey oranges. Hello, Susie. I'm wondering why I think it's the same two. Why am I wondering if it's the same two? I don't know, just because they two hyena out at this time of day, wandering around, and we are very close to where that happened. It's just across on the other side of the dam where Karuna was with her cub that time. I don't know, I guess we're just wandering around. No special reason. Sally, there's one of them. There's the other one. They're almost at the dam already. They're walking faster than I could drive through all that monkey orange. I suppose we could have just stayed to the road and expected them to come out. But I was thinking that maybe there was a leopard with a kill in there that they knew about. Maybe there's something here that they know about. Could be that they're coming to sniff around because the lion was sleeping here immediately after the kill. And so lion dung is going to be saturated, this whole area is going to be saturated with lion dung. Wind is coming from the drainage line where they were sleeping. These two hyena are now coming back from the dam towards where the lion was sleeping, and I'm wondering if it isn't perhaps that which has brought them here. Did I lose my monkey? I think it was Sally was asking. No, didn't lose it. Nearly got swept off the vehicle by a thorn tree, but I caught it in time. Aiming straight for the wattle, straight for the area where the lion was sleeping. So this is possibly what it's all about. Sniffing around the lion dung. Perhaps a little bit hesitant, not sure, maybe they, as well as the fact that I know the male was spray scent marking, they would invariably be able to smell whether the lion were here or not, whether there was lion dung, or as overwhelming as lion dung can be. And the urine smell. It's deeper in, but they're smelling and they're quite cautious around this area where the lion had been sleeping. But I might have to go into the bottom, into the drainage line. Get in from here, but we can certainly try and get to see them again. I'm very curious what they're up to. This is where the lion was sleeping, so they come back to this area. However, looks like they've gone down the bottom. Morning, Tim. Tim is in Yuba. Yuba City. Wanting to know if monkey orange is a flower or a fruit. Well, actually it's a tree. Tim. Species of tree. And we haven't seen it flower. And I've seen one fruit on the tree. One tree. Some viewers, one in particular, Teresa, who's interested in seeing the fruit. That's something that I look for every time we go past. Every time we're in a little monkey orange forest, I'm looking to see if any of the trees have fruit. I don't know now, we've lost those children. Yeah, in Illinois, morning to you. Could they be on the scent of a kill and it just happened to take them past the place where the lion were? Very much so. One of the reasons why I was hoping to follow them is to try and get some idea of their end result, where they're ending up. Hippo tracks. Maybe hippo here at the dam today. Hippo tracks, fresh hippo tracks. Let's run to Central Road and see what we can find. Rather than go into the drainage line, although I guess anyone's guess is as good as mine. It could be anywhere now. Following the drainage line or cutting through the way we are. Cutting through. Maybe hippo stopped at the dam and continued on into Buffelshoek maybe. Morning, Sarah. California, Sarah. I'm not sure. I've never seen elephants eating monkey orange. Never seen monkey orange in their tongue. Baboons try and get into them. They've got a very, very hard outer shell. And then inside that there is pulp. It looks nothing. The inside looks nothing like citrus. The name monkey orange is really only because it is about the size and the shape of an orange, and there is one species which does go a little bit orange, and then you get the green monkey orange. Here they are. Here they are, coming back out towards the area where they were when they killed Gorula's cub. Maybe there's a cat in a tree here somewhere. There's quite a bit of excitement. This hyena is the monkey's shouting. I think there's a leopard here somewhere or something. Monkeys are not shouting at hyena, but it's much further up. on, Brian. Sorry, Brian, hang on a sec. I'm still trying to listen to the other radio. Aubrey was saying something about that big elephant bull. I missed that. I'll have to ask him about it. And then they're also talking about the Djuma timbers. So obviously that mating is over. But the Djuma timbers evidently are together far to the east of a place called Chief Plain, which used to be the old Djuma Bush Lodge. And I forgot who it was that asked, but there was someone asked about the cubs, the pups, the youngsters. Do they stay in the den when the adults go out? Wait, sorry, Brian, let me... Just again. It sounds like the wild dog are on Biffles of Cutline. A very busy radio this morning, and I'm trying to concentrate on these hyena, if we can maybe just hold on questions for a minute. I'm sorry for being frustrating. Maybe we'll find them coming out on Gary Cutline. Those wild dog are way to the west, where we were following those lion tracks yesterday morning, up near that big dam on the Biffles of Boundary, and near the gate. Hope we can get there at some point. And there's that big elephant bull I want to go and look for, because it's fair that he came into camp and I didn't know about it and didn't get the chance to say hello. I'm pretty convinced these hyena are picking up something, and they're heading somewhere. They've got a heading somewhere. They've got a folks, for those of you who are still with us, we're aware that there are problems, and if you could maybe pass on messages to some people who are having trouble with our stream this morning. That's the problem, or whatever it is that's causing stream loss, is actually not here at Djuma, so we can't really do anything from this end, but we do have people working on it. Heading north. Well, it was exciting while it lasted, and sometimes actually we were able to follow them to find something. What I was hoping this morning. They did get slightly sidetracked by the scent of the lion there. which happened to be right on the path that they were coming. Djuma timbers, that far east, that's interesting. I mentioned it a little while ago and I had so much on my mind. Interesting that they've left the Kahumas and they are now wandering around on Philippines. Which is a couple of miles east, southeast. Is working on the problem. It seems like all the cameras are having problems. I need to contact whoever's with the wild dog. Good morning, stations. Which mobile with my Dutch? I didn't copy that, please repeat. Aubrey. Yeah, Obs, are you with me, Dutch? What's your lock now? Okay, I'm not copying you. Maybe someone can relay, please. Actually, I wonder if we're even going to get signal where these wild dog are. We should do. We were following line tracks there, and very close to the residences, but at the gate where the residences are of some of the Sabi Sand employees, so rangers and warden and staff. Morning, Kudu. Sorry, Kudu coming through Maryland and Chicago. What happens to the tusks of an elephant that dies in the park of natural causes? Depends where it is. I mean, within the greater Kruger, though sometimes the only time it'll be found is when the helicopter's flying over doing annual game census. Sometimes I guess they never get found. In Kruger they go to a big ivory strong room type of thing. Where it's collected. Here in the private reserves, it's in the private reserves. If an elephant dies on your property, the tusks stay on your property. They spray coal. Yeah. References there, but it is landowner's right to keep them. Never do anything with them. The way the birds are behaving. Right, time to switch off and talk on the radio and see if I can if there's space for us as we enter this sighting. Saddlebull stalk there at the dam. Station with the ducks. What it is, that aerial's gone. No wonder I can't hear anything. Oh, it hasn't fallen. For that. Morning. Morning. Mark. I met you long time. I don't recognize you. Hi everyone. Who's there? Elvis. Elvis. Great, thanks. I don't know what happens here in Sabi Sand guys that get really tired of me. Don't remember their faces. I'm sorry. Do something special in my life. I remember you. Normally I don't. Gee, Elvis, why don't you park right on top of them? But then again, maybe the dogs come close to him. Finally, we managed to catch up with them. Hi, Elvis. Fine, and you, boy? Diane, I think, was saying that she did a comparison of the two hyena that just seen a kill on my dashboard. Doris in Maryland. Hello, Doris. First time I encountered painted dogs, painted wolves, wild dogs, African hunting dogs. I was only a couple of years old. It was in the 60s. People don't know how to turn their radios down. I was only a couple of years old, and it was in the Kruger National Park. I remember quite clearly we were watching impala and zebra and wildebeest and giraffe at a waterhole in Kruger with a few other cars, and the next minute pandemonium broke loose, and there was just impala running in everywhere, zebra and giraffe scattered, and they came tearing behind the car, caught an impala. Oh boy, Elvis, you're just pushing them too much. I'm going to see if we can change position. Get a better view perhaps. bus is stopped over there. Oh boy. I guess an average Clancy about 10. No, maybe that's a bit much. I think that's not, maybe 5. It's hard to tell because sometimes you can have 10, 12 pups and sometimes you can only have 5 or 6 pups. There is obviously a very high mortality rate as time moves on. The mortality rate is dependent on the number of dogs in the pack, because obviously with more dogs in the pack there's more meat to bring home for more pups to survive. Very difficult for a very small pack to successfully raise pups. Oh. Deborah in Arizona, the pups born with their ears standing up or flopped over like a German Shepherd. I'm guessing that it is with erect ears. Never seen pups that small. The pups that I've seen were probably already a few weeks old when we had a camera on the den. A place called Blue Canyon Conservancy. There was a 24-hour cam. It was one of our, like the waterhole cam. And I remember seeing them for the first time the day that we went live with that camera. It was quite amazing. The day we went live with the camera was the day they came out of the den, those pups. I think there were about 11 of them, if I'm not mistaken. But my guess is that they are born with their ears standing up. Brian reminding me that we do have server issues that are continuing at the moment for some people, where some have a good enough picture but some haven't. But we do have people working, or we do have technical staff dealing with the issue of a server problem. I'm hoping that we can maybe move a little bit, change our position slightly at some point. Unfortunately, at the moment, concentrate on impala and maybe nyala, kudu. Maybe not so much nyala. They'd be very lucky to come across nyala, just virtue of the fact that nyala's habitat pretty dense. And they'll probably take down small kudu. But generally it's impala, and with that, of course, a number of dogs will only get a small portion. probably one of the strangest things in that they're most likely one of the most efficient hunters. They're far more efficient than any of the cats, yet on a pound for pound basis, the amount of meat that they each get for the amount of energy output that they put out is probably one of the lowest. And you think about, let's say, a couple of lion killing a buffalo, how much meat there is per buffalo, or rather per lion, versus a pack of dogs eating an impala. It's only a couple of mouthfuls, so they do have to kill more frequently. But somehow it works for them. Somehow, when they get into a trot, it's a very energy conscious method of running, or energy conserving method of running, when muscles are not being used too much. And on a trot they can last all day. John in Connecticut wants to know the lifespan, the longevity of wild dog. I think probably about 8 to 10 in the wild. I must check. Morning, Cindy. How many dogs are here? I haven't the faintest idea. I haven't been able to count. I don't know, Cindy. I'm hoping that they're going to get a little bit active. I think there were about 8 or so when we first arrived, but some of them are now so flat we can't even see them. And it's going to be time to move, try and get a better view of them. See if we can go around from the other side and have a look, because we can't really see anything from here now. Quite spread out. There's one right here in front of us, fast asleep. I still can't really get a good view, but sorry, Charles. Didn't mean to push it. Really didn't want to push him. One of the males. something there to roll in that it was scenting. Maybe buffalo dung or elephant dung. I guess now I can move again. Try and get another view. That would be. Okay, signal's bad and I've got a better view now, the best view we've had all morning. It's 1, 2, 7, 8. Now I can see 8. 9. Now I can see 9. Could you try and pull the antenna a little closer to that pole? It might make just a brief. No, not working. Well, maybe just wrap it around once. Doesn't make any difference, Brian. Just 2 inches we. Not good if I don't have the sight of the dogs where there's a good signal, because you can't see any of them from here, so we've got to try and move. Unfortunately, this other vehicle isn't really giving us much of an opportunity to view them, so not much I can do about it at the moment. Otherwise I must just park right in front of them, which I suppose doing that, because I can't really talk to you much. Let's see what else I can try and do. Much greater view from the other, maybe a bit better. And signal. Only the alpha pair can make the decision to move or to go somewhere. And quite often you'll get other dogs that start getting restless, they want to move, and when they get up there, they try and encourage the alpha pair to move, and then the alpha pair probably just, in the case of reverse psychology, go to lie down even longer. Sometimes lions do the same. There's nothing that actively hunts wild dog other than humans, and their demise is largely due to the conflict between farmers and dogs. Dogs don't respect fences. Dogs go through fences, and they cover such vast areas, and of course farmers don't like them. They can get into domestic stock. So they've been exterminated over the last 200 or so years on a large scale all over Africa. But apart from humans, they have their natural enemies, which are other predators. Any of the other predators are in direct conflict with them because they're all feeding on the same thing. Things, rather. Leopard, I think, would have a bit of a hard time. Hyena, on the other hand, different matter entirely. And of course, if lion came across dogs, they would kill them. But for dogs, they generally are in a pack, and they can be quite a formidable force as a pack. They're also
The one dog looked like it had blood on its face.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, the back of the neck. Oh, it gets blood on the back of its neck, I don't know. Probably getting its head in there when they made a kill. I mean, we're really close to the and wait for them to move. But I think since we had a hard time finding them the other day, and then they left, went over onto Buffelshoek, now that they're here, it's much like the lion. What do they say about a bird in the hand? Pack of dogs in the pocket. Just before other vehicles come in, I want to just move and try and get a better view since we haven't really had much of an opportunity to. If we can, try. They seem to have moved a little bit deeper in. A little bit deeper in. I don't think so, Ken. I think they pretty much, once they latch on, they're there for. You know, it's something I've never really thought of. I suppose they do. I mean, they got to. Method, their stamina is what I can hear a pup whining. As they do have somewhat or quite different lifestyles. Where hyena might live in a den most of their time, most of their lives, they always have a den. Wild dog will only have a den when they're puppy, when they're breeding. With wild dog there is an alpha pair, an alpha male and an alpha female, and it's the alpha pair who are the breeding pair, and the alpha male has some status within the pack, as opposed to hyena, which is purely a matriarchal society, and the males hold no status whatsoever. They're the lowest of the low. They want to eat. The breeding is different in that wild dog, as with dogs, produce multiple pups in a litter, as opposed to hyena, who only produce 2, maybe 3 youngsters at a time. Let's see if I can move forward for those pups. Looks looks like 2 or 3 of them trying to squeeze under a tree. Why they want to lie under the trees when it's overcast and they don't really need the shade? Only they will know, I suppose. Can you see this one's face now? I must go forward a bit more.
I think a bit more.
I don't want to be too much in the way of... If I'm not mistaken, he is the alpha male of the pack, known as half-tail. There was a pack of dogs at home, at my place, while I was on leave. I didn't see them. A pack of 32 dogs, which is known as the Orphan pack. And I noticed yesterday on Kruger Sightings, they posted a picture of that same pack on the Orphan Road at near Orphan Gate. Now, that's considerable distance from where my place is, up in the Umbabat part of the Timbavati. So they cover huge distances in short amount of time. Okay, so he's gone deep into that big bush willow over there. These dogs are getting as deep into some of this vegetation as they can for whatever reason. Maybe they just to conceal themselves so that if something came along they could. It's not really their method of hunting. Well, maybe it's the weather. Maybe because it's cooled down somewhat. There's some encouraging of some of the adults to start getting active. Now suddenly their dogs crawling everywhere out of the bushes. Well, some of them are. Definitely more than 8. 3 there, 4, 5, 6, 7. Gosh. Might get a chance to see them in action now. It looks like they're getting up and shaking the head and shaking the ears. Good indication that it's time to maybe move along. There's a little... Where there were no dogs suddenly. That's the drizzle.
Yeah.
hope it stays as a very fine drizzle rather than uh-oh. Flying down again. Please don't rain. Looks like we might have to go. Another one hopping out of the bush. I think Brian said 8 o'clock. Yeah. Yeah. Uh-oh. Put my jersey over my earpiece. Right, we gotta go. And the dogs are gonna get active and we've gotta go. Unless we... Now, of course, when everything's happening. Bless you. Hello, pups. I should have the monkey out for a photo. I gotta go. Equipment's getting wet. I don't know. No, not that I know of. Yeah. Okay. There was when these kahumas were on that wildebeest kill on quarantine a couple of days ago. There was talk that the Birminghams had been here, but I didn't see anything. What happened to your door? Long story. That's a short story. That was an elephant. Enjoy. I should. Hopefully I can still talk to you here from the gate. Hello. Hello. Hi.
Hello everyone.